Rory McIlroy has been spotted in Dubai using a mini golf club very similar to this. This is the Handy Golf 7 iron. There's a link in the description below telling you all about Handy Golf. And Rory's been using this in Dubai to implement some swing changes. I'll actually put a video up now of him just talking about why he's using it and how long he's been using it for.
So the purpose of the swing with the shorter club, it's heavier, so I can feel the head a little bit better and I can feel where I want the club to be during the swing. It's also got like a preset grip on it, which helps sometimes because my left hand grip gets a little strong at times. And that's really it. It's I've used it since basically October when I was trying to make a little bit of a change to my backswing. And it's sort of one of these, it's a little club that I can carry with me everywhere. So bring it back to the hotel room with me. I swing it in the house just anytime I want to sort of try to get a feel with it.
So the first thing you'll hear Rory talk about is the molded grip on this club. So we've got this Handy Golf 7 iron here, and you'll notice, much like the one that Rory's using, it's got a molded grip on. Now Rory talks about how he gets his grip too strong, meaning it's turned over like so. Most amateurs have the opposite, where they hold it too much in the palm, whereas this molded grip really helps you get into that correct grip position over and over again. Now the benefit of using something like the Handy Golf 7 iron is it actually has a club face on it. You see a lot of these swing trainers don't have a club face, they'll just have a weight, which then makes it very difficult to determine where the hands go in relation to the face. So this mini golf club really helps you just get that correct grip over and over. Even the best players in the world like Rory say the grip can get off. Now, if Rory's saying it, then the average guy really can use some help sometimes with the grip, and this is where this molded grip is really useful. And something that Rory doesn't talk about, but something that can help you at home, is the benefit of using something like this mini golf club is that it's so small, we can be sat on the couch watching TV and we can just grip it with that molded grip and really practice our grip when we're watching a TV program. You only need to do 5 or 10 minutes just watching that TV program, gripping it, re-gripping it, watching where that club face is. It's not going to get in the way because it is smaller. It's something you could leave by the side of the couch. It's really useful just to mimic that proper grip every time with that molded grip. So then when you do head out on the golf course, it feels very natural. And that's one thing I always trying to get across to my clients, is that we want the golf swing to feel quite natural, and doing something at home away from the golf course, like working on the grip like so, can just make it so much easier to implement a change, which is something that Rory also talks about in that interview. Now you'll hear Rory talk about using the mini golf club in hotel rooms. Now this is something that's really beneficial. Using something like this Handy Golf 7 iron is the size of it. So you think you're traveling, I'm going away next week, maybe not take my golf clubs, throw it in my suitcase, it's great. You're bored one night, you don't really want to watch TV, you're in the hotel room, and because it is so small, you can take it anywhere with you and just practice some of the things that you've been working on in your swing. We've got this molded grip, we can work on that, we can work on various positions. It doesn't even have to be in a hotel room if you're not traveling. If you're somebody like me living in the UK, don't have really tall ceilings like we're in the studio, usually we've got a small amount of space, then something like this can be very useful just to practice various positions in the golf swing, get them right. And the beauty is as well, we can actually, make full speed motions and not be worried about breaking a light, which I've done a few times, not gonna lie, practicing it in my living room, practicing in the mirror, in the TV, trying to change swing, and I'm using a full length club and whack the lights out, whereas we're not gonna get anything like this because this club is nice and small. But the benefit of it, having that club face on, really allows us to check those swing positions throughout the swing, and then it just makes it far more natural when we head out on the driving range, which is brilliant, especially, England at the moment, very cold. You can see I've got my woolly hat on. So it's not very pleasant when practicing out in, 30 degrees Fahrenheit or below. It's not very nice, whereas get this, We can use it in the mirror, practice those swing positions, and then when we do come to the golf course or the driving range, those swing positions are a little bit more fluid. And that takes me on to a little bit of a side point. Something that Pete Cowan, who used to work with Rory Mcilroy, talks about is when we're making golf swings on the driving range, we often don't practice the correct movements because, we've got these ingrained habits. So sometimes taking away the golf ball can be very beneficial. So having something like this where we're at home and we can really practice those movements of getting in the correct position, it can be really helpful of just learning the correct body motion for the golf swing instead of hitting golf balls and being so preoccupied where it's going. This just takes away that thing of seeing where the golf ball is, which Rory talked about last year when he was talking about making swing changes. I was hitting into a net, and it kind of goes along with this. Using this mini golf club, we can work through the swing, feeling those positions and just be a little bit more aware of how the body is working than when we're just hitting shots almost aimlessly. So you can see here that Rory is using a mini golf club, much like this handy golf 7-iron, to really improve his game and work slightly differently than you normally would see of spending hours and hours on the range. I think it reflects Rory, he's becoming more of an adult, he's got a kid, he's got a family, and it becomes a little bit more realistic. We haven't all got loads of time to practice, whereas you put something like this in your practice arsenal, you've got a family, you've got kids, 10-15 minutes practicing this at home every day is very achievable. But if we are working on the correct positions, working on that club face, working on all the body positions, making sure they are correct, it then makes it a lot easier to implement it when we go to the driving range instead of just hitting balls aimlessly. And like I say, most of us don't have enough time to practice. So something like this can be really, really beneficial. And if Rory Mcilroy is using it, I think it's good enough for a lot of amateurs. I personally love this. Like I say, this is mine, this handy golf 7-iron. I've got the link in the description below. And I just think it's a great, great tool. Practice your grip. You can practice when you've not got a whole lot of space or time and really practice those movements. So I think Rory's really appealing to the masses in what he is saying. And I think we should all take note of Rory. Get ourselves something like this handy golf 7-iron and practice more at home than going down to the driving range beating balls aimlessly.